Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for, this is your August bonus reading, and my overhead camera died today, so typical retrograde, right? And I have a new one coming, but there's no overhead camera. You have this card that says, to be fair, and you also have this chaos and conflict card kicking it off here. So I feel that is your card, the to be fair card, right? And it is definitely Libra. You could be dealing with chaos and conflict, but I feel like this to be fair card, and I'll show you again in a minute. I just want to get this layout done here. That to be fair card could say that you are kind of bringing balance to the chaos, or if there has been any chaos in your life just in general, then you could be bringing those things together. It's kind of funny that camera died, because I didn't buy that camera during a retrograde, right? But that camera has been like overheating since the day I got it. Basically, it's had like some sort of weird overheating issue, which I have the exact same camera over here, and it does not get hot like that one did. And Mercury retrograde can kind of be like when the chickens come home to roost, so to speak. So if there is an issue with something that you've already been dealing with in your life, then Mercury retrograde can definitely highlight that issue, like it did with that camera. It's like I've been ignoring it for months, knowing that there's a big problem with it. I probably could have sent it in, right? And I didn't. So there's a little Mercury retrograde lesson for you. But with that chaos and conflict card, the reason I'm saying this is because I feel like that chaos and conflict card could be saying that you are taking care of issues that you've been dealing with. You start off the reading with the Nine of Pentacles. I'm doing a Celtic cross for these bonus readings, and the Nine of Pentacles is all about kind of like your own independent energy. I like a reading definitely that starts with something like the Nine of Pentacles. She's in a good place. It's a card of gratitude and luxuries, being grateful for the things that you do have. She also has 6 Pentacles over here and 3 Pentacles over here, so she is willing to give 3 Pentacles to any situation that she's involved in. But she always keeps more than enough for herself. And you have that to be fair card. So again, I think that balancing your energy is going to be very important for you. You have the Queen of Wands as your crossing energy. Now, the crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you in a Celtic cross. And the Queen of Wands is about like needing to be bold and assertive, needing to kind of like really go for something that you want to go for, being super confident. And so I feel for a lot of you, I actually feel pretty good about this. And you have the Emperor, as always, in your reading here. So I think that this, plus the Emperor could be saying that you're, really taking control of your life and you're really making things happen. I'm pretty sure we said the same thing just in your August reading. So, again, I think this is kind of like a continuation of the energy. One thing I will say is that, that you could be feeling like I'll say this, there's nothing here like the Ten of Wands, for example, that would say this, or like the Two of Pentacles also, but I do get like a very busy feeling from this reading. And so I feel like time management is going to be really important for you in August. It's like you can't do everything. And so there might be some moments where you have to like say no to something, or you have to say no to doing something. And it's popping into my head as important with that Queen of Wands. Next, in the area of what's on your mind, you have this Two of Wands. Two of Wands, again, is taking the lead. So I think the whole entire, basically everything in the reading is talking about you taking the lead, especially the Emperor. I really feel that you are the one that is embracing this Emperor-like energy. But the Two of Wands is about, thinking about taking the lead. It could also say that you're thinking about going on an adventure, and we go down. I can't show you because I don't have the overhead camera. I almost just tried it. But you go down to the Emperor, to the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands is showing up in the energy of your next few months. So, putting those 3 cards together, it would say to me that you are thinking about going on an adventure. This adventure could literally be travel with the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is very adventurous. He's very spontaneous as well. But it could be any other adventure. Two of Wands is all about leaving a comfort zone. So that could be the adventure that you're going on. You have the High Priestess in the area of your foundation. And the High Priestess is all about trusting your intuition. She also is very neutral. She's sitting in the middle of a card between the B and the J here, the black and the white pillar, and she is in a neutral position. So she isn't like, she isn't making up her mind on things until she gets the facts, until she gets the details. And I do feel something, with that To Be Fair card in this, I feel like it's saying, before you enter into any situation this month, make sure you not only trust your intuition, but also make sure that you are getting the facts. I also kind kind of like this as well, showing up in your foundation. The foundation is like where you're coming from. And so I feel for a lot of you that you are coming from like a very intuitive place. It's like your intuition is on fire this month. So I would, and it does seem to me to be a very intuitive month. So I would definitely trust any messages or sign symbol synchronicities, anything that you're receiving. I would definitely listen to that inner voice. Next, you have this Mantis card. It says fearlessness, flexibility, and battle. You have this T-Rex card. It says alchemy, raw power, and base chakra. You could be coming from base chakra energy, and you have that Queen of Wands. She also needs to be fearless, and we have this Mantis card which says fearlessness on it. So it is a time where you have to be fearless and go for what you're trying to create. The base chakra energy is about kind of like taking that energy, bringing it up to your head and expressing something into the world. And in your past position, this is the energy you're moving past. You are clearly moving past something. You have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is all about, walking away from things that no longer serve you. And he's walking away from those 8 cups because they don't bring him fulfillment. This Mercury retrograde in particular seems to be a retrograde where people definitely could be walking away from things that no longer serve them. So, again, part of the retrograde is in Virgo. And, Virgo is all about health, right? But, according to Chris's crappy astrology here, you could say that the Mercury retrograde, part of it being in Virgo, could be just like any health that you're dealing with. Anything can affect our health, right? So, like people, places, and things can affect how we feel, or can affect our health in some way. But that's what's popping into my head here with this Eight of Cups. I think you're walking away from things so that you can be more healthy. But this could be mental health. It could just be like your spiritual health. It could be any type of health. But I think that you are walking away from anything that has a negative impact on your health. Next, in the area of the very near future, you have this charity card. It says donate to create positive energy around you. And it also says the more you give of yourself, the more you'll nourish the soul. I would kind of correct this and say don't overgive, though, with that Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles says we have to only give as much as we can. And we need to make sure we're kind of like protecting our own self as well, so that we still have more to give in the future, right? You have this past card. It says the past is coming back, old connection or old job. Look to the past to understand the future, a lesson or an old skill. Yeah, I think it's an amazing, this retrograde is also amazing for reinvention. There is kind of like a little bit of extra reinvention energy going on here. So if there's anything that you need to like reinvent or correct or change or do differently, especially in work or business, I have a feeling that it's probably something that you are working on with the Emperor, that, it would be a good time to do that. He's even holding this Ankh right here, and the Ankh represents, is a symbol of rebirth. And so I do feel that, I don't really feel like you're going back to the past, but I do feel that you could be reinventing something from the past or rebirthing like an old idea. And it's like you're taking control of it from a different perspective. I'm noticing a lot of stuff about energy in the reading as well. Nine of Pentacles, not giving too much. The Emperor, he is sitting here and he has his armor on underneath his cloak. So he is like waiting for the moment to act. Like he's waiting for the call to action, right? And so I think that you are kind of in this like sit and wait type of energy. And normally I wouldn't like that, but in this reading, I kind of feel like it's a good thing that you are not wasting your energy, especially with that Nine of Pentacles. Again, she doesn't waste any of her energy. She really is paying attention and making sure that she's giving her energy to things that fill her back up as well, because she understands that you can't give from an empty cup, right? So she's always making sure that she's doing things that fill her cups. Even though she doesn't have any cups on her card, she would still be making sure to fill herself first, and then she gives to situations. So again, if you're thinking about taking the lead on something, you could be waiting until you have the energy, or you could be gathering your energy. Mercury retrograde is also a perfectly acceptable time to work behind the scenes. So if you have like a project, a business, something you're trying to create, and if you're doing more of that kind of like admin work or behind the scenes work, or if you're preparing, right, like doing the preparation work, I also feel the Emperor could say that you are really taking control of the preparation. In the area of the next few months, we're actually going to start here. You have this Fox Spirit, says think on your feet. The Knight of Wands definitely thinks on his feet. You have this Scarab, and it says magic works through you. So we are definitely in a time, I think Fox energy is the perfect energy for the time that we are in right now. Foxes, it's kind of like trickster energy or shapeshifter energy. They can kind of blend into their environment as well. And I think that the fox would be a great energy to work with, and kind of like it's all about matching the energy of what you want. Nine of Cups comes up in all the readings. You don't have it, probably because I'm trying to make a point here, right? But what I would say is it's kind of giving me those Nine of Cups vibes of blending into your environment. You have the Knight of Wands in the next area of the next few months. And the Knight of Wands is about going on adventures, being very spontaneous. I feel that people who are able to be spontaneous are going to probably have a better time over the next few months. Kind of like things are going to come up, things are going to happen. And as long as you pay attention to the changes and you kind of roll with the changes, you will be perfectly fine. You'll probably actually be thriving, right? So I think that, the Knight of Wands here is talking about how can you thrive, not only this month, but over the next several months. And I think that, kind of rolling with the changes and being adaptable is definitely going to help you the most. He's like the true builder in the tarot. If he doesn't know how to do something, he builds it. If there's something he needs to learn, he just learns about it and builds whatever he needs to build to make his journey a lot easier. And so I think that's what that's saying. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, you have the Five of Cups. A lot of people seem to have like weird kind of relationship stuff going on. I don't really feel like this is bad. I just feel intuitively the message I'm getting for you is that, like, I don't really feel like you're cutting off people necessarily. I feel that really this is a change in focus. That's more the energy I get off of the Five of Cups. I think that you are maybe over the next couple months going to be more focused on the quality relationships and like less on the relationships that are not quality. And again, I don't really see this as like a good or a bad thing. I think that this is more just saying you're just shifting your focus. It's like maybe there are people who take up too much of your time. The reading, I don't think it's saying like these are bad people or anything like that. I think you're just kind of focusing over here on, the real kind of like quality relationships that, help lift you up and you help lift them up, and there's kind of equal give and take. Again, like I said at the beginning of the reading, I think this more has to do with the balance of energy. In the area of your future feelings, you have the Three of Cups. Love it. Three of Cups is feeling like you are celebrating in the future. These three ladies are celebrating this harvest that's showing up around them. So you could literally be celebrating a harvest in the future. Again, there's only three people on this card, and I get the feeling that a lot of you could be kind of like shrinking your social circle. Like I said, I don't think it's not like this is a toxic thing or you're doing it to be a jerk or anything like that. I think it's more that you only have so much energy, and this retrograde seems to be a doozy, right? Not only did that camera die, but I have another camera down here that works perfectly fine, but for some reason it refuses to work with this system. So I was trying to get that to work for hours this morning and it wouldn't work, right? So again, I think that this retrograde is a little bit of a heavy one in some ways. In other ways, I think this retrograde could be bringing a lot of success, especially in work or business. But we're going to have to like overcome those obstacles. And again, Three of Cups could represent working together with other people who know how to support you or who can support you through an obstacle, and that could lead to a harvest. So, to simplify things, I kind of feel like you're focusing on the relationships, people in your life that can lift you up. You have the Seven of Wands as your outcome. Seven of Wands is a card of conviction, and it says when you know that that you're going to be successful, you will be successful. I kind of feel like you're going to be ending this month with a knowing, like just knowing what your next steps are or knowing what direction you're moving in. Because again, we have this Emperor. It's like I just did it. I tried to switch to that camera. The Emperor here in the area of your very near future. It's kind of like I don't know if you're waiting or if you're just saying like, I will act when the time is right, and I feel like that at the end of the month with the Seven of Wands, it's like maybe you're getting some insights or a new understanding about a direction to commit to in your life. So let's clarify and see. Yes, with the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands, you have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is all about success or reaching new levels of success. Having a victory, being celebrated. He's got people around him who are celebrating him. And you have the Three of Cups, like we were talking all about people and finding the right people. So I really just see you kind of surrounding yourself with the right people here. With the Two of Wands, you have the Queen of Cups. Moving towards your heart. Every single person that I read for pretty much gets something about moving towards their heart. I really feel it's Uranus and Taurus. Uranus and Taurus is like this, kind of very heart-based energy. Uranus and Taurus has a major focus on freedom And we've had Uranus in Taurus for a few years now, several years, and Uranus will be moving out of Taurus in basically the beginning of 2026, end of 2025 there. And so I think we're getting to the end, of course. And, Jupiter has left Taurus as well. So I think that a lot of people are being encouraged to move towards their heart because their heart is going to set them free. And the Queen of Cups, she really values what her heart is telling her to do. This is showing up in the area of your mind, so that we could say that you're connecting your heart and your mind in this reading. And one of my favorite people of all time, Greg Braden, says when your head and your heart become one, you can move mountains. So again, I think a lot of you could be really moving mountains here. With the High Priestess, you have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is like a passionate new beginning. Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new. Again, everybody during this retrograde has gotten something about releasing something from the past. So it could just be one of those retrogrades where we're just kind of looking for something new, or we're looking for something new that can excite us. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Queen of Wands again. So it's funny to me that, and damn it, I knew I was going to do that. It's funny to me that you can't see it, but you have the Queen of Wands as your crossing energy and Queen of Wands in the past. So it's like you're moving past that crossing energy, right? Which is probably a good thing. With the Emperor, you have the Hangman. Hangman is about gathering wisdom. So the Hangman has put himself in Hangman mode so he can gain enlightenment. And I feel for a lot of you that, like I said, it's kind of like you're in this position of, I wouldn't really say waiting, I would say more preparation. And I feel like you are preparing by like learning things. The Hangman is hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom. So he's doing this so that he can gain knowledge and wisdom, so he can learn and be ready for his journey. So I think that's what a lot of you are doing. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Three of Swords here. Three of Swords can represent separation, sadness. Three of Swords is raining. It's raining on the card. And the Three of Swords is meant to represent something temporary. It's not meant to represent something that will last a long time. So a lot of you could be moving past something, that has been affecting you, and it could just be a temporary kind of thing that you're going through. With the Knight of Wands, though, he's going on a new journey. And so for a lot of you, I feel like I don't really feel like you're heartbroken. I think maybe it's just saying, with the Eight of Cups as well, that you're just walking away from things that no longer serve you and you're healing yourself. Mercury retrograde is also a great time for healing. With the Five of Cups, you have the Hierophant. The Hierophant, there are these two guys here at the front of the card, and they are being blessed by the Hierophant into something. So the Hierophant represents initiation, and these two guys here are being initiated into something new. But there's only two guys here. So Five of Cups. 3 cups are spilt over, and there are 2 behind them. It's like some of you are on a journey. It's like you're going to be taking some people with you, and other people are going to stay behind. And I really got that feeling on the Five of Cups. So I think it's just confirmation for what's going on here. And I think this has to do with beliefs, right? The Hierophant has certain morals and certain beliefs and certain belief systems. And so there might be people who just don't align with your beliefs anymore, and you're moving towards people who do. With the Three of Cups, you have the Star. Yes, I think that you are going to be feeling very good in the near future. The Star is like hope, faith, renewal, feeling hopeful, feeling blessed, wishes coming true. So that Three of Cups looks really good. I do feel that, other people, of course, could be helping you. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Hermit. The Hermit is about coming down from the mountain. So the Hermit is shining his inner light. And inside his lantern, he has a star inside that lantern there. And he needs to, shine that star all over the place, as I love to say. So I think that a lot of you are getting to a place where you are going to be shining your light. I feel like the reading is actually very simple. I think it's just saying that there are, certain people who might be, doesn't have to be a drama, toxic thing, but there could be people where you can't shine your light around them because they get jealous or whatever. And I feel like that's what you're moving away from. You have this concentration card. Yes, you should be focused on the star. I think this is true for everyone. Again, we have Pluto going into Aquarius next year, or at the end of this year, November. And so I think that for a lot of you, developing some sort of big goal, wish, or dream that you concentrate on is going to lead to the most success. And you could be kind of preparing for that this month. It's like a big preparation month is what this reading is saying. You have this practicality card. Yeah, I think that everyone needs to keep it simple as well. So the simple answer is probably the best answer. And I would come up with simple solutions and simple ways of doing things. I think simple works. It's like when we overcomplicate things, it doesn't work. So I would definitely keep it simple. Next, you have this Enterprise card. Yeah, really good reading for business. Again, you are clearly preparing for something with that Emperor card. So I think that this is all about you preparing for something like big, especially in work or business. You have this Egotism card. You could also be getting rid of people who have a big ego or who create challenges because of the ego. You have the Six of Wands, and the Six of Wands is a good card, but the guy on the card, there's a person in the background who's meant to look jealous. So you could be just cutting out those people who are jealous or who have a big ego or cause problems, whatever. And finally, you have this Convention card. A convention represents the way things have always been done. And again, you have the Knight of Wands. I feel like the Knight of Wands is just reminding you to be flexible. If the same old way to do things doesn't work, try something else, and it will probably work better. So that's what I would say there. But I feel like you're preparing for something like a big change, and I would just keep doing it this month. It's that simple. So thank you for being here, Libra, and definitely enjoy your month.